Housework Undoer is organized into separate tasks. Each task contains information about a feature you need to build and why it should be built, but not how to build it. More specifically, in every task there are a user story, design mockup, Jack's comments, acceptance criteria, and Yoda's tips. Let me walk you through each one of those sections. The user story is a feature description written from the perspective of user. It summarizes the problem you are trying to solve and the reason why you're solving it in the first place. Read the user story and look at the problem from user perspective. When you do so, you will find more appropriate solutions to edge cases which we won't say how to handle. The second section is the design mockup. It demonstrates you how the feature should look like. Your solution should match the given design, but we don't recommend you to follow it blindly. Instead of being pixel perfect, try to be reasonable. For example, when you see that the font size is too small and has poor readability, scale it. Don't use our numbers. When you see the contrast of the background and text being too low, increase it. Be a reasonable kind of developer. The next section contains Jack's comments. They're here to explain you the task in a bit more detail, as, the design mockup doesn't really talk a lot. Jokes aside, in the comments you will find keys to writing the business logic, like when user gets the reward, what is included in task, and so on. The fourth one is the acceptance criteria section. They are the conditions that your solution must meet to be accepted by users. Use these criteria to confirm that the feature is completed. That's it, it actually provides the functionality users need. For example, when I see the first criteria that says when I look at the task grid, then I can see each task with its own reward and description, I will count this as fulfilled if there is a task grid on the screen and it actually contains the mentioned information. The last, but not least, the Yoda's tips. This section contains tips, advice and resources you can use to raise your skills and improve the project code quality. Use it to level up and thus become a more advanced engineer that the companies would be willing to take on board. You might be wondering why we're using such tasks. We decided to integrate real approaches and tools that development teams are using in startups and tech companies. By sharing those with you, we want to help you to feel confident with them, possibly even before you start your first developer job. With that, you should easily integrate into existing teams or maximize the returns from those tools if you are using them already. Well, the only exception is Yoda's tips section, but you probably already guessed that. Still, in a workplace, similar wisdoms are shared by more experienced colleagues or mentors there, so let's say it's our alternative to those. See you again!